You know, folks, on several occasions since I started doing park tours, I've said the words, is this the greatest Jurassic World Evolution 2 park build ever? And it's to the point where those words don't mean that much. I've said it a few times now. And the fact is, there's quite a few parks that are fighting at the very, very top to be the very best. There's some immense quality builds out there. But I'm going to say those words again because this might well be the new champion. It is at the very least the most detailed park I've ever seen. This was lagging like mad. I've nerfed my graphics settings to the ground and I've emptied the park out. I've got rid of all the guests in order to help the lag spikes. It seems to be running okay now. Fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes. This is Cretaceous Canyon by Shroom Coaster. I'll link it down below. They actually made it as part of Evolution Square's Battle of the Builders kind of competition, but they posted it publicly on the Nexus. It's a heavily modded map, so it's kind of in my wheelhouse, and it's insane. The level of detail, the new inventions, it's just crazy. And it's on a map we very rarely see built on before, so super excited to check this one out. It's going to take a while, so buckle in, grab yourself a snack. I'm the snack. Grab yourself a drink. Let's check it out. Oh, so here we go. We've landed on the airstrip kind of section. What we'll do is we'll do a ground level tour, and then we'll hop into the sky and we'll do a sort of above ground tour and air tour for each individual section. This thing is absolutely gigantic. We've all been there. And now you are here, even though the park is closed. That's very cheeky. Absolutely gigantic. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Who are you talking to? What are you pointing at? Anyway, so we open up, we enter through our Dinosaurs Rule the Earth banner, and we've got ourselves our main opening gambit, our main square sort of area here with our Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton and our lovely Jurassic World modded in sign. Actually a really nice combination with all the plant life, the rocks, the skeleton there, very picturesque, and the kind of thing you would imagine a sort of tropical or arid sort of style Jurassic World build would have. I love the use of the smaller fences there from the Kyodenic mod. I don't even know where to start. And again with these around here, let's just swing to the left. We'll just walk around, see what we can see. We're a guest, we are Rudiger. The park is closed, people. We are Rudiger Park Guest Extraordinaire, and we can always check in above ground in a little bit and see what we can see. But everything's very nicely cut off and sort of regimented. And as I say, it's really nice to see someone building in the canyon. It's a really hard place to build. And although they're using the expanded map mods and stuff like that, they have integrated the canyon really nicely into the build. There's our really cool way of using the billboard there as well. I love being advertised to in a really cool way. And there's the edge of the canyon there, so you can see the park sort of floating around the side. They've even built, well look, it's almost like a dam, almost like the concrete wall. It's the side of a lagoon, but it looks like the concrete wall from, say, the original Jurassic Park, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so we've done our main shopping area, just very nicely laid out, lots of decorations and very pretty, and then we have our Jurassic World gates repurposed, and we can head up into the rest of the park. Let's have a little pokeroo around-a-roo. I'll say I've nerfed the graphics settings, but it doesn't seem to have made that much of a difference. I'm sure it would look a little sharper, but it is what it is. It looks alright. So, I've got to remember that I'm Rudiger. What have we got over here then? We've got a big lagoon sort of area. We've got a Triceratops skeleton there battling away. Again with our Jurassic World logo and a big fancy fountain design in the middle there. And you get a glimpse there of the monorail. The whole park is connected via monorails. They're very low to the ground. It gives it this really cool, almost roller coaster-esque kind of feel. And you can see, if you look over here already, there's the monorail station there on the right-hand side, sitting nestled into the bosom of the canyon. And you can see it entering in there, lovely. But you can see that they've decorated the monorail. I've seen people do this more and more, where you put the planters up by the monorail and you kind of support it with rocks and stuff, and it makes the monorail just look a lot more nicer, a lot more integrated into the park. It looks, it's really good. You see that's going along there. There's another station there, so there's two stations kind of integrated into each other. One goes that way, one goes that way, one goes that way. If you want to get into the space shuttle. Obviously, Jurassic World is getting a sequel, and as we all know, there's only one logical place to go next. We've had Jurassic Park, we've had Jurassic World. Now it's time for Jurassic Universe. Speaking of Jurassic World Dominion, no, we have our very first creatures. We have ourselves some dimetrodons nestled down there in the canyon. They've got a little shelter, which is nice. They would need protection from the searing heat of the sun. And we've got It's really interesting looking. I don't even know what those are on the right side, ironically. They have a viewing area. Is it from the... I think it's the aviary viewing gallery, isn't it? That's been sunk down into the ground. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But like I said, we'll just explore this area on foot for a little while, and then we'll do a above ground tour. You know, Rudiger's going to learn to fly. Bear in mind, Rudiger speaks in the third person quite a lot. I'll tell you what, let's check this out over here. Let's hop into this building, see where we are. We're in one of these... It's like a little pod, almost. You can kind of see this kind of thing at a zoo, you know, where you would have individual little viewing areas, you know, so everyone can get in there and have a little look for themselves. You don't have to deal with other human beings who are all the worst people in the world. Hello, beautiful. You're very well suited for this environment, aren't you? Yes, I am. That's what they sound like, in case you were curious. Yeah, looks great. Hide the UI. Rudiger does not see the UI. I mean, he could do. So we've got a Jurassic tour down there. We've got... Oh, that's very cool. That's like a... We'll go check that out when we get down there. But you can see... It reminds me of the Gyrosphere queuing area, or just any Disneyland or theme park queuing area. So you can see the queue starts. I'll tell you what, let's go check it out in person. But it's got a proper little queuing area. And by using those cryogenic walls, you can make it look like an actual human-appropriate area. Whereas if you had to use the default ones, it would kind of look like you're corralling people to go turn them into, you know, burgers or something. So we've got our Jurassic World gates, Jurassic Tour sign. It's slightly on fire because they've sunk it down, so the world is on fire. My world's on fire. How about yours? But as you can see, this really does feel like a, you know, a Jurassic World theme park. And we'd go around here. We've got shelters, of course, because we'd be in the searing heat of the canyon, and we'd queue and go back and forth until we eventually got on the Jurassic Tour, which we'll check out at some point. I just think that's really nice and has made me want to integrate queuing areas into all of my future builds. It's the only reason I do this series, if I'm totally honest, folks, is so I can steal ideas. I mean, it would be so cool to experience this with guests. It just isn't viable. It was so laggy. It really was. It's because the park is so gigantic and so crammed full of not only the species, which all have their, you know, AI running, but decoration after decoration after decoration. I'd be so curious about how long this took and how many decorations are in it in total and stuff like that, you know, get some statistics. We've got an aviary over here on the right hand side. We have missed, there's another aviary down there that I really want. They've done something very cool with an aviary. I saw it in the brochure and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Let's have a little poke around first. We've got another sort of shopping area over here, and this will be the back end of the lagoon that we saw earlier on. So again, lovely little display. These little uneven log walls from the cryogenic fence mod are just fantastic for little decorative sections. And there is our lagoon hanging over the edge. We've got like a little viewing area looking shebang over here. Get your sprint on, Rudiger. I think Rudiger's an influencer, you see, so I've got early access to the park before it's open to the public. So yeah, there's staff knocking around and stuff like that, but there we go. And there's, oh, very cool, little viewing area over there kind of sitting atop it. That's interesting. Again, we'll check this out from above, but this is, it's a circular viewing area. You can see what they've done is they've built it using shipping containers, you know, the shipping container decoration in the game, and there's something very cool you'll see later on. You can actually glimpse a little something over there. There's a viewing tower, and you can see it's rimmed by, not in a fun way, but it's rimmed by shipping containers up there to give it a bit of heft. And there's something else made entirely from shipping containers that you might just be able to spot in the distance. I haven't seen it yet, but it is out there somewhere, and it's pretty bloody impressive work. So there's our innovation center. Let's go on a little dally around here. What have we got in this section? There's our aviary, there's our viewing tower, as said. There's our ichthyosaurus over there in our, that's an ichthy, right? That's quite small, yeah. In our lagoon. You can see the aviary in this little, again, using these log walls to make something pretty. And again, the, oh, this is pretty cool. So this is the shipping containers again. Much wider section, and they've even turned it into a bridge. Oh, I like that a lot. So this is using the monorail to make a human bridge. I wonder if cars come down. No, they can't do. Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know this worked. Is there shipping containers underneath this, or? Hey guys, there's our Chronosaurus, I want to say, yeah. It's a shame these aren't even smaller fences, but I don't remember walking across a bridge as a human in Jurassic World Evolution. That's really interesting. And look at this over there as well. You can see it. Let's just check out this left-hand side. Looks like we've got something pretty similar going on. No idea. Right, what else have we got in the area? Another lagoon over here. You do have dinosaurs on your... There are, funnily enough, it might seem there's no dinosaurs. There are tons of dinosaurs in this park, believe me. Absolutely tons. But they're going to be a little easier to view in just a moment. We've got the hotel section, the kind of more chill sort of section. Ah, here we go. Let's have a little poke inside. Oh, something's dying. That's fun. Well, if nothing dies, I'm having a good time. So there you can see the lagoon, all rimmed by the... I've got to say, stop saying rimmed. Surrounded by the... Oh. Don't think you meant to view this from down here. Okay, back up we go. Tell you what, let's hop out for a little bit. So we were over here. So this is the area we've explored. From here down to here, the opening little gambit over here. Let's hop into capture mode so we can check some stuff out from the sky. So as I say, we've got a... You know, logically, you're in a canyon. How else are you going to get here, really? So you've got your airstrip over there. On the right-hand side, sort of next to this canyon over here, we do have a bit of an exhibit. We've got a Acrocanthosaurus. Giganotosaurus, I apologise, Giga. Who has some lovely arid colours as well, very appropriate. I don't have my sound on, so I have to assume the noises. They were dying when I came in. I gave them food because he was about to die. How would you view this? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so we've got the banner here hunched between the rock, and then... Oh, there was a goat, it just didn't have enough. And then that's surrounded by these DFW. It's like a mini... sort of a fake amphitheater, almost. It's even got the sort of the same hexagonal, very strict, geometrical kind of shape, but it's built entirely out of walls, which is really nicely... using the very top of the concrete wall to make sort of the edging around here. Edging and rimming. It's one of those days, folks. There's our lagoon. Big, wide open lagoon nestled in the middle of everything. Let's have a little poke under here. Got the kelp, of course. No ruin decorations. This may have come out before the ruin decoration came out, it must be said. Big fan of those kelp decorations. So we've got some ichthyosauruses. I don't know if we've got anything else. I'm sure I saw something a bit larger. Shonies over here. You guys. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Very cool. Let me just hop up into the sky here. Okay, and then the thing I wanted to show you, must be up there. So yeah, you can see the monorail section over here. There's the little display area we're at. The monorail kind of splitting off. You kind of just jam them together. And it just looks like a monorail sort of station almost, which then sends the monorails off. One of them going down here past our Dimetrodon exhibit, as you can see. I mean, doesn't that look fantastic? The mix of the aridness and all these trees and all those decorations, it's very, very effective. And then you've got another one over here that heads up into the mountain. It's just very, very detailed. It's crazy. It's really kind of crazy. There's the bridge going right over the middle of the lagoon. That is... How have you done this? I don't understand this. Like, we know how to build bridges, because I even did a video on how to build bridges, but I didn't know people could walk over it. That's really good. Right, we're going to hop up into this right-hand side, I think. So let's follow this monorail and see where this takes us. You can just get a glimpse there. Actually, yeah, we'll come back. There's far too much to show, realistically, but we're going to do our best. Let's head up here to the right. Pretend you're on monorail. Wait, what sound do monorails make? I just want to do the monorail song from The Simpsons. If there's an opportunity to quote The Simpsons, I'm going to quote The Simpsons, alright? You can just about see the other thing over there. I'm not going to spoil that. Oh, God, I nearly died. Not going to spoil that quite yet, but... Okay. Let's say we took the monorail, we've landed up here, because this is where there's just a very, very cool thing with an aviary over in the corner. So I want to show you that. Let's get walking around this area. As it turns out, you actually have to get another monorail to get to the other side. So as you arrive up, you end up in this little area over here. Again, lovely decoration displays kind of going on. We've got a little... I don't know what this is. This is like... Oh, this is very cool, actually. So we've got an exhibit over here, assumedly with some carnivores. Yep, there they go. We've got our... Again, I love that they've even paid attention to the coloration. You know, these are arid colour Dilophosauruses. These are Dilophosauruses you might expect to see in a canyon like this. So they've got their lovely little exhibit with the little pool over there, you know, nestled by the mountain here. I've said nestled too many times as well. And then they've got a little path through here. I love this idea. I've never thought to do this before. They've got a little path through here, through the bone walls. And it's like a little feeding station, like a little feeding area, you know, like, again, like you would see in the zoo, where you'd have a specific part where, you know, your animals would come to feed, and where it's set up with viewing areas. We do this all the time in Planet Zoo. Why don't we do it in Evolution too? So yeah, look at that. A couple of viewing areas against the walls. Get to a little feeding area, and the dinos just run in and out, and means you always view them whilst they're feeding, guaranteed. But they can also have a sort of larger exhibit to explore as well. Again, just very cool ideas. I love seeing this game's been out for over 2 years by this point. You know, the first game was out before that for, you know, it's been years and years. It's been 5 years or something in total. I just love seeing the inventiveness that people have. I think it's really, really inspiring. So, what you would do is hop on this monorail over here. So we're going to do just that. Again, love the placement of this kind of stuff over here. The concrete struts, and then we've got these, and we can go past some of our herbivores here, our Centaursauruses, for example, and on the right, what have we got down there? We've got Sauropelta? Cragtonsaurus? Cragtonsaurus? I'm going to say Cragtonsaurus. Hello, buddy. I'm too far away. Oh, hello. Too far away to get a sense of the size. And we've got a sauropod down here. We've got a Diplodocus just under there as well. Again, all appropriately coloured. A lovely looking waterfall section down there. We're heading down there. We'll be there in a minute. Let's follow this monorail along and check out this other part of the park. This whole thing is also a gyrosphere track, as you can see, one rolling along there. So I believe they do go, you can just see it happening there, they go along this frothing waterfall kind of, where the hell did it go? There was one there, I swear there was one there a second ago. They go across this frothing waterfall bridge sort of area that kind of splits the exhibit in two. It's a quite large exhibit, as you can see. Again, we'll see this from the air properly in a moment. Let's just trundle along here. I was going by Trundle, that's my nickname. And that's going to land us over here on this right-hand side. And then, bloop, I've been birthed into a new area. Let's check it out on foot. Hello, Rudiger has returned. Okay, so we've landed on our monorail, and this is where we end up. Lots of little shops. A lot of the shops feel sunk into the ground, I think, a little bit. I think the idea is to, if you sink it into the ground, you can get rid of that slightly annoying, you know, all the shops in the game have that kind of square around them that showcases the flooring and shows where they're being placed. But if you sink it down a little bit, it feels quite stout. But it does mean it kind of just blends into all the path. You don't have these kind of obnoxious grey blobs popping up all over the place. Nobody likes a grey blob popping up all over the place. Spent my entire life hunting the grey blobs. Anyways, so very cool looking area. Got lots of dramatic flames going on over here. Big deco area over there. Where are we going? I don't know. One thing I would kill for in this game is the ability to make like custom signs. You know, just little signposts to point people in certain directions would be absolutely fantastic. What is this in front of me? Don't know. But everything's leading me up here. I believe it's probably an Indominus Rex habitat. These billboards are a fantastic modded addition. They really are. It's the kind of thing, it makes it feel like a Jurassic World rather than, you know, Jurassic Park. Right, this takes us up to the top. So I think this is probably the Indom paddock. Let's have a little look. This should be the thing I was meaning to show you. Yeah, so it doesn't really work from here. It gives us a nice overview. But what they've done, and I'm pretty sure this isn't going to work when we get down here, right? No, didn't think so. I'll show you that from above ground in a second, but they've used the aviary in a really, really inventive way. It's kind of like this protected terrestrial habitat using sunken down aviaries. It's really, really inventive. It looks fantastic. I don't know if we get a good view of it from up here. Well, it circles all the way around. I'm just going to show you this from the air because I think it is really cool. Okay, so there you can see it there. So we kind of went up the hill a little bit onto this ridgeline round here. Sorry if you heard that. My air freshener every now and again goes blah blah. Tell you what, it's terrifying at night time. I'm like 1 in the morning, I'm trying to sleep, and then it goes blah blah. It just gives me nightmares. Anyway, so this all views into this area here. Let's swing up, and you can see it there. So this is huge aviary, but it's because it's been sunk into the side of the mountain, as you can see, and into the viewing areas like this. It appears entirely flat, like all the curved edges of the aviary have been eliminated. They're all hidden in the side, maybe not over here. No, at the very tips it's kind of there, curvy at the tip. But generally speaking, the edges It's just straight, and it makes this kind of like terrarium almost sort of thing. It's really interesting to look at. It stops it looking like an aviary. It just looks like a protected, you know, terrestrial habitat, and which makes sense if it's going to be for the Indominus Rex. I think this is the Indominus Rex, and look at it. Doesn't it look awesome? It's really dramatic looking. Definitely feels like something you would retain for your most dangerous creatures. And I'm assuming somewhere down here we will see La Dinosauro, as they say in the clubs. That's what they say when I enter the club, because I'm old and dying. Not because I'm cool and a dinosaur. Walking and I go, yo, La Dinosaur. I swear there's a... Tell you what. Let's use our brains. There we go. Oh, it's dead. None of these dinosaurs are being fed. There's a single goat feeder over there. La Dinosauro indeed. Okay, well, the idea is probably not for it to die. It probably needs more food. I imagine the idea is it's got a goat feeder here to kind of, again, to pull it next to the viewing areas. But like a couple of the other dinosaurs, it has perished along the way. But I do think I think that it's very, very cool looking. Very, very effective. Also got a little utility section up there on the hill. That's all we've seen so far. Just incredible work. As you can see, it does swing around here to the left as well, and we'll do this via the air. So again, you would stay on the monorail. This is top class, like the best monorail work I think I've ever seen. And I've seen some good monorail work in my time. That's all I really care about in my life. So we've got a lovely little lagoon area down here with some of our sauropods. I think that's a Camarasaurus from a distance. We've got some Sinoceratops, we've got some Dracorex or Dracorex, depending on which way inclined you are. It is indeed Camarasaurus. Bunch of Dracos. I quite like that all the dinosaurs are the same colour. These feel like a family unit, you know? And they're all contained within here. Hello, beautiful. You're not the same colour, are you? Just had to prove me wrong. Oh, no, maybe you are. Again, just got the Lagoon viewing dome here, of course, but, you know, surround it. Some of this curvy brick stone wall fossil stuff we got from the deco packs, and suddenly everything blends in a whole lot nicer. We've got a log viewing gallery in here as well, like in the middle of the habitat, connecting these together, so it kind of looks more like a tunnel that links the hotels into the viewing area, and you'd walk along and you'd walk through a glass tunnel to view the dinosaurs along the way, which is a really nice touch as well. I'm just gushing about this thing. I need to say something insulting. It's too laggy. It's too good, it's too detailed, and it makes it lag. And over here we've got a huge big area, so this is a bit of path work we'll show you in a second. I just want to show you how neat all this lovely circular bit is in the shadow of the mountain. And then dramatic, dun dun dun. Okay, awkward. Shroom, there you go. So it's actually, is that path? It is path work, yeah. We've got a dinosaur skull. Don't know what the fountain's about, really. It's probably meant to be the eye, but it kind of looks weird on a skull. But yeah, really, really nice path work, really nicely made skull, and then Shroom sitting there at the bottom, you know, got to show off a little bit. You put this much work in, you deserve to sign it. There's the habitat we just saw. That curves around down here. This monorail even heads literally through the mountain. Let's see where that comes out on the other side. It doesn't. You live in the mountain now. You are mountain people now. Maybe it comes out... Don't know. No, you just become mountain. That's where the dwarves live, okay? That was part of the requirement of them building this. You can build in our area, but you must satisfy the dwarves. And as we all know, the dwarves of Moria are hard to satisfy. Okay, cool. We've got a lovely little bushy area here. Everyone loves the little bushy area. And this is our San Diego Amphitheater. Looking a bit wild over there. Really nice. It looks fantastic outside. I love what they've done here. My favourite thing to do in Planet Zoo, where you sink trees underneath the ground. You use a Cowden XP toolbox. You sink the trees underneath the ground, and you can make bushes out of trees. All games ignore bushes. Bushes are vitally important, but they get largely ignored for some reason. So we have to resort to using trees all the time, and it counts on this game, and it counts on Planet Zoo as well, unfortunately, and myriad other games, believe me. That's all part of this. The amphitheater is a fantastic fit for this area, of course, and in here we have a couple of... hard to see from this angle. Megalosaurus. And green, interestingly enough, maybe matching the slightly more greenery area in our amphitheater over here. Big old tree, basically. Oh, hello. Wait, what? What's this? What? Why is there a tunnel? The dwarves, they're working again. I don't know what's going on with the tunnels. And then over here, I've got even more. This is all again in this sort of raised area. I really think the best way to view this is probably above. Like, you could walk around this, of course, and take your time, trundling along. If you're going by trundle, we've got another queuing area over here again for the gyrosphere that we just saw. Actually, let's take a look at that quickly as well. So is this part of it? We've got like a... I like that. I maybe have hidden it even more, but they've put the fountain in the rock so that the water kind of falls down into like a rain curtain that the gyrosphere can move through. I'll just sit here for a second, let the gyrosphere move through. Beautiful. You know, you need to be paleontologist here and get scared by a snake because you're a big old dummy. Not even a venomous snake, for the love of God. Anywho, so yeah, this is the gyrosphere track, and I just wanted to take a look at this area over here. It's just beautiful, really nice terrain work, all very sleek and smooth and nicely rocked and not gone over the top on the foliage, which is the main thing I would struggle on. I really don't like building on arid maps because foliage is my like safety blanket. Like, if in doubt, just stick a bunch of trees in there, and it's very hard to pull off an arid looking map if you're going to do that. Anyways, yeah, it goes across this lovely waterfall kind of section. It looks like there's a tunnel over here as well. Yeah, there's a tunnel that goes through the shipping containers and the walls, kills around there. Very, very cool. Right, let's head upwards a little bit. So that's this sort of slightly raised segment over here, as you can see. Again, just incredible amounts of work, and that links in from this down here via the monorails, which all split off in various directions. I really like this, sticking the monorails together. Just stick them together. They'll have a great time. Give them a drink. They'll have a good time, and you can then just make it feel more like a station than anything else. Right, let's head over to this right hand side, and then we're gonna walk across that bridge because that bridge looks really cool. So over here we've got some baryonyx. Suko. We've got some baryonyx in their sort of slightly wetter habitat. That's kind of right next to the lagoon, as you can see. What have we got in the lagoon? We've got some flying fish, because the feeders are in a very... What's going on here? What's going on in this lagoon? Archelons, that's what I expected. Hello, buddy. Hello, I am Archelon. I am Buddy. There you go. You know what I need? Oh, not that. Is there a button to... Oh, there is! I didn't know this button existed. R and F. My new favourite buttons. Fantastic. So yeah, this is the area. So there's the amphitheater we saw earlier, and then you come into this area over here. There's our baryonyx, there's our archelons, and over here as well, what have we got? You know, the next thing I need, though, I need like a half-speed button, because this is slow, this is regular, and this is fast. There needs to be like a medium fast, maybe. We've got a little exhibit here with a crane, and some velociraptors, and a very scared goat, inevitably, and a very dead goat. Probably not scared anymore, because it's dead. Okay, cool. So for this next little segment, we are going to hop into first-person mode. We're going to control Rudiger, who's a big old numpty. Right, we have landed. I am Rudiger, monster of a man. So we kind of explored the whole area around there. We've seen the raptors. We had a lovely time. We saw the archelons. We had a lovely time. We saw the baryonyx. We had a terrible time. There's a big old canyon. We have a bridge over there. I think this is probably a tour as well, going over the bridge near the waterfall, but the super impressive bridge is over here on the right hand side. It's a cable bridge. They've used I don't know if this was the intention, but it's like it uses, there's also a monorail going across, which I already, wait, how the hell do I get across this bridge? Bear with me, I'm a little lost. Can I get across this bridge? I don't know if I can get across this bridge. Maybe you're not meant to walk across it. Maybe it's a monorail bridge, because there's a monorail station here. I can't. Oh, it is just a monorail bridge. Oh, I'm a dummy. Never mind. Okay, so we've got this lovely monorail bridge. And as you can see, they've used I'll tell you bloody what. Let me just try this. Does this work? Oh, look. We've got a tour going underneath. That looks so good. It doesn't look like this game. It looks like a whole new game. It's wild. Does that work? No, but there you go. Nice view of it. Using the containers, the shipping containers, the two different colours to kind of build struts under the bridge and make it look like it would actually be supported, which is really, really cool. And as you can see, by putting these in here, it gets rid of the standard monorail stuff. The zip line is how you would Tirolesa. It's how you would typically get across. I thought they were trying to go for like a cable bridge aesthetic, which might well be the idea, but just putting the decorations on and putting these things on gives it a really cool look. Anyways, let's land again. Whoa! And that is what I wanted to show you earlier. So they've built a full-on Ferris wheel using shipping containers. And this might not look like a big deal, but okay, that thing is smooth as anything. Right, how do I get there? How do I get there? Let's go this way. It's super smooth looking. And look, I've messed around with shipping containers and cows tools and stuff like that quite a lot in this game. When I tell you that this kind of thing takes a bajillion years, I'm telling the truth. It's very, very impressive. Let's head this way. Always love going underneath the monorail tracks and stuff like that. That always makes me happy. Like, I find that by default this game really lacks verticality. I think that's one of the main things it struggles with, and you know, I think they've got a lot better at that over time with zip lines and stuff like that. But just things like this, bridges. If we had bridges, staircases and bridges, you could make your parks feel so much more alive. Like having a monorail going across there, or even better, you know, having people walking across there would make this area just look so cool. We just can't, we can do it, but we have to cheat. Alright, let's head that. Look at that thing. What an absolute monster. But along the way, we've got some lovely shops as well. We've got a slightly more forested section over here. And we've got our, are you the Alamosaurus? Yeah, not the Alamosaurus, you're from the other mod. Keep on trundling. I've said trundling. I've been watching Always Sunny. Charlie says he goes by Trundle. So I've been saying trundling along all day bloody long. Look at this thing. The Jurassic World logo in the middle. What are the containers made? Are the compartments made of? Are they just shipping it? Oh no, it's the cages, isn't it? It's like the raptor cages. All sticking out via the lights. We'll have to check this out at night time, but that is... There's an entrance for it there. That is incredible work. That's insane, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I cannot overstate how incredible that is. It's not even just one flat piece. You know, the struts here are sticking, the struts at the front and at the back, and then the Ferris wheel itself is in the middle. I think that's one of the coolest things I've seen built in this game. It's incredibly neat and tidy as well, which is very, very difficult. And bear in mind, this, you can multi-select, but it's a bit finicky. This was probably built in place and still made to look that bloody good. I mean, that's madness. That's actual sheer madness. Yeah, big shout out to Shroom Coaster. We have highlighted one of Shroom Coaster's park. It's even got a little queuing area, which I love so much. We have showcased one of Shroom Coaster's parks before. I believe it was another one of those, the very best parks we've seen. I think it was a tropical one, and I remember it had like a... Was it this one? It was the one. It was the Kalin. Not Kalin. Kalin's the other fantastic map maker. It had a shipping container staircase right at the start from like a little airfield. I think that was Shroom Coaster as well, which was one of my all-time favorite maps. So down here, let's have a little poke. We've obviously got a tour track kind of thing. Recorrido Jurassico. I'm assuming Shroom Coaster is Spanish speaking. Maybe, I don't know. Don't judge. I'm terrible with languages. We've got some Mamenchisaurus here. We've got a bridge again. Really cool little detail there using the shipping containers to make the bridge look like it would actually survive. Let's head this way underneath the bridge. What have we got down here? We've got some stegos. What a fantastic stego pattern that is. The frontier version of the Lost World stego is a thing of absolute beauty. Here, look at her. What a beautiful girl. Absolute little stunner. Take her home to meet your mum, you would. The shadow of the mountain. Bum, bum, bum. Right, so we'd come down here. Nice big open tour. It'll probably take you a very long time to get through. You can see that's the other side of it. So it does a loop back around in this direction. So we've got a big, wide open tour exhibit down here. This is kind of crazy just looking at this because the park has so many buildings and so much going on. It feels unlikely that you'd have this huge swathe of open area. I love how they've used the verticality of all these different rock layers, you know? It feels like a little world in and of itself. It's very cool to fly through. It feels really exciting, actually. Very aroused right now. Carry on down here a little bit. You can see, I want to check that out in just a second. Bit of a canyon in the middle, which I'm not allowed to touch, apparently. Might be an invisible fence. There's probably an invisible fence around this. That'll be why. So you can see it starts over there. And it loops all the way around this lovely inner valley, which is then kind of like flanked by the shopping areas and such. Oh, it enters through here. Excuse me. And then it exits through here. And you curl back round into the tall building like so. Look at this. Oh, it's the one familiar. Yeah, cool. That takes you all the way down there. So that is most of it. We've got one more area up here on the right hand side. We've got an aviary over here as well. Let's see if there's anything cool going on in here. Have a little poke inside. Oh, it's not really an aviary. Well, it's kind of both, isn't it? Is that what are you? It's a Triasaurus. We've got some Tyrannosaurs. That's Pteranodon and Pterosaur fused together. Got a little Minmi over there. Crichton's not Crichton. What are you called again? Why have I forgotten your name? Wait a minute. What's your name? That's throwing me for a loop, and I don't like it. Chunkingosaurus, of course, one of the more, if we're honest, forgettable dinosaurs. Sungoraptorus up there. Sungoraptorus. And this has got like a really cool viewing, walk-in sort of area here. It's not a tour. It's a walk-in tour. So let's just try that out. Land here. Very cool. Again, everything's developed and built up. You know, this has got rocks all around it. We've got a lovely little lagoon section nearby. Everything's got work in it. Walking like this. Now, this would obviously be quite dangerous. We would die. But it's pretty cool. You just follow the path along. There's a viewing area over there. There's a few galleries hanging up. There's even a shop. The fossil zone, you know? If you want to sit down, have a drink, and get eaten alive by pterosaurs. You know, why not? Hang out in the fossil zone. Makes sense. Again, under these shelters here. Gonna have to use these shelters more. These are really cool for making tunnels and segmenting things a little bit. Cool. So that's the aviary, and let's head up here. So we checked out this area before. There's our lagoon, our Shonies and our Chronos and such things. And then you'd come down here and you'd hop on once again on the monorail, and this would take you up into the mountains and into our last segment over here. So let's raise up, see what we're dealing with around here. We've got an exhibit on the right hand side, sort of hanging over the edge of the cliffs, which is pretty cool, and that's got some Majungosauruses hanging around. Pretty sweet. Again, I like that they've all got little shelters. You know, this is hot, and dinosaurs might, you know, overheat, so they would need a little place to chill. This is the thing I've been curious about. So this is a what the hell is it? I don't know. I think it's a. Is it a zip line? It's a zip line, I think. It's been surrounded in things, and then they've built at the top. I think it's 2 zip lines stuck together, and then they've built. Like, I think it's meant to resemble like a viewing tower, like a tall viewing tower that you would go in and go all the way to the top. And then they've just kind of built it using shipping containers, which again is super impressive. And of course, so yeah, it's like a double layer. Well, no, because I don't think you're meant to get out this way, are you? So it's just a viewing tower. And they've done it by sticking together zip lines, I think. It's kind of wild. Right. I love how the monorail cuts across. One of the nice things about this, look at that monorail. You can see how planned out this was, because look at that monorail cutting straight across. The monorail doesn't bend around anything. It cuts straight through, like a laser through butter. And that is perfectly aligned with like the edge of this viewing area here. It's like it's clearly very much on purpose. We can swing into here. We've got a Pachycephalosaurus having a little nap in this sort of arena area, using the vehicle gates. The new vehicle gates is kind of a transition area between this part and this part. Again, an idea I really want to steal is this idea of having slightly more segmented areas within a single habitat. It's just so many cool ideas. Like if you just wanted inspiration for things to build, and a lot of this would work on non-modded. You know, you're not going to build it. It's not going to look like this. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of the ideas, a lot of the principles could definitely be applied to an unmodded build as well. So there's a lot of inspiration to be had here. Another exhibit down here. We've got some iguanodons next to and again, more shipping containers layered together to make this kind of raised up viewing area that sits atop the habitat with our Kentros over there as well. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. Look at it. Look at the amount of work. Like, this bit here would be the best thing I've ever built in Jurassic World Evolution 2. This is crazy. It's just insane. I don't know how else to say it. It's mad. I don't know how, like, do people plan, was this all planned out from the very get-go? Do you sketch it all out? How do you even begin to tackle building something like this? I love how they've used the canyon in the middle to make like the little exhibit, how the whole thing's on like 3 or 4 separate levels, and then it's kind of split down the middle with this area, and then that's got bridges crossing it. It just feels very natural despite how built up it is. It's very, very, very cool. Huge shout out to Shroom Coaster. Absolutely one of the, probably the, I don't know how, I don't want to keep saying the best build I've ever built. That might be the title, because at the end of the day, it's a good title, right? More than anything else. But in terms of the level of detail and the amount of work and the amount of stuff and the amount of new ideas and stuff like that, this is definitely one of the better builds I've ever seen. From now on, we're just going to say that. It's one of the best builds I've ever seen. If you've got a modded version of the game, I highly recommend you check it out for yourselves. Or, of course, just go through this video and pick out some things that you like. You know, be inspired, make your own builds, upload them onto the Nexus, yada, yada, yada. Definitely go give Shroom Coaster some love on the Nexus, however, they deserve it. Because, as you can see, this is insane. And just thank you to Shroom Coaster as well for uploading this on the Nexus publicly, which is always really cool. I love being able to do these tours and see what other people are doing and live vicariously through the skills of other people. So, yeah, just stunning. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you lovely folks very soon. From me, like, if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed Rudiger, and who wouldn't enjoy Rudiger, although we have mainly flown around like a god in today's video instead, for fairly obvious reasons. I think walking around this, seeing everything, would take about 4 hours. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.
Monorail.